Welcome to this week's Oris review of the Oris Chronoris.
Oris Chronoris. It has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
I love the Oris Chronoris. Smithy, good to have you back.
Fly
good to have
right.
you back.
Yeah.
Good trip overseas?
Yeah, great trip overseas. Saw a couple of Oris in different cities around. They're all fantastic. And Warren's here as usual.
Yep. Back again.
Well, I'm going to start with you, Warren.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the Oris Chronoris, its evolution and its current history.
Back in 1970, Oris made their first chronograph, and that happened to be the Chronoris, and it was done in conjunction with a company called Dubois de Praz.
The first Chronoris, 1970?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Reintroduced 2005?
Yep.
Difference between the two models?
Well, the very first one was a fairly simple dial layout. There was no subdials, although it was a chronograph. You know, you just had your I suppose, your 60-second count. It was a single button chronograph, and you had a second crown that operated an internal bezel.
So it's been turbocharged?
It's been added to over the years, a couple of times.
And how does it compare to the GP70, which has been a tremendously successful release for Oris?
Yeah, well, of course, the GP70 is a more complicated watch. Again, you've got more subdials. You've got a subdial for your minutes, your subdial for your hours.
And of course it had the GMT function.
There was GMT function, so that was a fantastic watch.
So I may have missed it, but what movement are we running here?
Basically a 7750 movement.
Okay, so your straight Valjoux.
Yep.
Rebadged as an Oris 672 movement.
What inspired this watch? I mean, obviously it's got a racing heritage.
Yeah, motor racing.
Motor racing. Do we have any answers?
Well, for me, one of the big telling points that it's a motor racing inspired watch in this particular watch would be the strap.
It comes in a complete kit with an interchangeable strap on it, on a metal strap, which I reckon is fantastic.
It's great value for money.
Yeah.
When you look at it that way.
You can store your other watches in as well because it's protected. It's got carry cases for other watches in it.
Yeah, it's certainly inspired by a racing dash.
Yeah, it's got a dashboard dial approach to it.
It's wonderfully legible. You know, it's there to do a job.
Yep.
It's there to count
It's very
down
clean.
a maximum of 30 minutes, and that's all it does.
Tachometer.
Yep.
Yeah, tachometer or tachymeter, whatever you like. One of the things I love about that is just the vintage look about it.
It's got a gorgeous retro feel to it, that's for sure.
It does.
It's retro, but also timeless as well.
Yeah, timeless. Yeah, you know,
it's not going to. It's not going to date.
It has that coolness factor to it that it, you know, it's not overstated.
The case is a wonderful combination of highly polished sides with that nice sunburst pattern radiating away from the dial.
I think it's a beautifully balanced watch as well.
It is.
The dials, subdials, the size, the
Magnificent
case.
contrast to both colour and design.
There are a lot of positives.
It also has the Oris quick lock crown.
Yeah.
Excellent, gentlemen. Well, that wraps up the Oris Chronoris for this week.
What happened to... I turn it on and you've just taken over control.
We try to script it in a way, slightly.
Do we?
Yeah, a little bit, you know.
Since you've left, we do.
Yeah, you could say maybe...
Might as well, you've taken over everything else.
Maybe...
Dubois de Praz.
Yes, I'll probably get corrected over that pronunciation, but that's my take on it.
Anything better than my domestic feed.
Exactly.
Until next week. Room.